Developing tonight, possibly some relief for those who rely on food assistance. The Trump administration announcing the SNAP program will be partially funded this month. But will it be enough to feed the tens of millions who rely on the federal program?
Fox 11's Rachel Aragon. She's live in Irvine, and you spoke to several food banks today, Rachel.
I did, and despite today's announcement, many of those food banks I spoke to earlier today say they are still very concerned. They also add they believe this won't get fully resolved until the government is funded and until the shutdown actually ends.
We need to purchase more food right now.
Claudia Keller is the CEO of Second Harvest Food Bank of Orange County. They work with the partner networks to provide food across the county at places like pantries, schools, and churches. But the need for fresh food has grown, with November SNAP payments delayed for millions of Americans.
It was already high before this shutdown. It is a lot higher just in the last 4 days.
Now they need donations to buy even more food than usual to fill the gap during the government shutdown.
We're hyper-focused on produce, protein in the form of eggs, and milk.
The Trump administration announced it will partially fund SNAP for November after 2 judges issued rulings requiring the government to keep the food aid program running. Claudia says while it's hopeful, there's still a lot that's unknown.
We don't know what the formula will be to send folks partial allotments. Is it going to be by state, by individual?
That's why food banks across Southern California are ramping up food distributions, like this one at the Forum over the weekend.
We're setting up these other distributions in conjunction with the county just to do what we can.
The Los Angeles Regional Food Bank, which is also seeking donations, says what makes a lapse in SNAP funding even harder is that many families were already struggling to cover the high cost of groceries.
Understandably, those that are really tight with their budget, it's just like, it's really tough to make ends meet with, prices where they are.
The Los Angeles Regional Food Bank hosting another major food distribution, this time happening this Wednesday, November 5th. It's happening from 9 a.m. to 12 at the Industry Expo Center. And as you guys can see, these food banks here in Orange County and across Southern California doing everything they can to really help people out until this government shutdown ends. Reporting live in Irvine tonight, Rachel Aragon. I'll send it back to you.
All right, Rachel, thank you so much. Big news now out of Washington, D.C. A huge break for SNAP recipients as the White House agrees to extend coverage for a couple more weeks. Now, it is a short-term victory as the ongoing government shutdown approaches the longest in history. Fox News correspondent Connor Hansen has more.
The Trump administration says it will partially pay for SNAP benefits after the program's funding ran dry over the weekend. 2 federal judges ordered the administration to do so, but it won't cover the full tab.
It won't even cover about half of what November would cost. So we are working and looking at all angles right now.
SNAP costs about $8 billion each month, with about 1 in 8 Americans using the program. Food banks around the country are already feeling the strain.
We are concerned that this is becoming a tug of war, and folks who are some of our most vulnerable citizens are really pawns to this situation.
President Trump says he needs a few Senate Democrats to vote for a simple funding bill to reopen the government before he's willing to negotiate on other issues like Affordable Care Act subsidies.
And we only need 5 Democrats. We have a lot of Democrats. We only need 5.
But on the eve of Election Day for some key races, Democrats aren't showing any signs of budging.
We have a president who doesn't obey the law, and we're supposed to pass a law for him?
To break the logjam, President Trump has suggested taking an extreme measure, but congressional leaders do not agree.
I think we should do the nuclear option. This is a totally different nuclear, by the way. It's called ending the filibuster.
If no deal is reached, the shutdown will become the longest in history on Wednesday. In New York, Connor Hansen, Fox 11 News.